I don't think people realize how much Pac-Man is out there. You would think like, oh, Pac-Man is how retro. Like Pac-Man every now and then pops up in the strangest games. And you played a Pac-Man game, a sequel to a Pac-Man game.
Yeah.
This is a new Pac-Man franchise.
Right. This is, I think, this is where the Pac-Man effort is going into right now. I mean, there is a lot of Pac-Man out there, but I think this is the flagship.
Sure.
The flagship Pac-Man.
And it has Ghost in the title.
Yeah.
Which it's the month for ghosts. So you have my attention. I don't know how long you have my attention.
I'm about to lose it. Basically, I wanted to give it a shot because it is the flagship Pac-Man. I wanted to see where Pac-Man is at, and I'm sure probably if you're clicking on this video, you're curious as well. Basically, he's a little boy. Pac-Man is not a man at all, but a little boy going to school, and his voice is like it's a little boy's voice. He's like, "Compliments to the chef." If you pick up a little pie, he's gonna say, "Compliments to the chef," and like that's not. It takes a while to get adjusted to.
Compliments to the chef!
I get it. I get why they're doing it because like Pac-Man's for kids. And it's not a game that you or I should probably care to play.
So it's a prequel. He's a Pac boy. He's
Yeah.
growing up. It's the story of Pac-Man.
It might be, I'm not sure. His parents are missing. That's the story is like, oh my God, I find my mom and dad.
Does his dad have like a little toupee and his mom's got a little bow on or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And it might be like Donkey Kong Country where like the Donkey Kong Country is actually the ancestor of the Donkey Kong who's in the arcade game.
Oh yes, maybe Pac-Man gets kidnapped and it's his
yeah.
son that has to do it.
Yep.
You couldn't tell that much from the story.
I just played the first world. I got through the first world.
Were there cutscenes?
There are
in this game?
cutscenes.
Okay.
So that's that's what they're going for really, is a world. There's a TV show, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures as well. And so you'll be like in environments of the show. You go to Pac-Man's school.
We're gonna get the show.
What's up?
What's the show on?
It's on Hulu. I've seen it on Hulu. So it's
cool.
probably on Nickelodeon or something. I'm sorry, I don't know. But it is on Hulu at least. And I mean, it's about that kid. Compliments to the chef. So it's like, you or I probably will not enjoy the show, but it straddles this line. It's definitely a family game because there are parts that it's like doing jokes that they think dads will like. Just like there's a ghost and someone's like, "Who am I gonna call? Uh-oh," you know, like, and the dad will be like, "That's a Ghostbusters reference." Like, all right, dad, like. There are things in there that are just for the parents, like references to the arcade game even, like that sound that it makes when the game starts. It's also very hard to get a gold medal. And so that's the only part this game is hardcore.
Even like the first time you can do it?
Yeah. Just like, because every level has a score, which is very Pac-Man-y. And it's actually pretty tricky to get a gold medal. I don't know why I did sometimes and didn't others, but you know, it's about getting combos and things. Strangely difficult for what is probably a game for 5-year-olds.
I mean, he's always fighting ghosts. So I mean, every Pac-Man adventure is a ghostly adventure. Is this a little more ghostly than your average?
I'm sorry, Brandon, I have to correct you there. In this game, Pac-Man isn't fighting ghosts always. He's friends with Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. They're his buddies. Pinky is macking on Pac-Man. She's got a mad crush and like hits on him hard, which I actually really like.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So who's the antagonist of this ghostly adventure?
Betrayus. What is his name? Something Betrayus. Which is so weird.
Is he a ghost?
He's a ghost now.
Okay.
I think he wasn't in the first game, but like now he's a ghost, and we're seeing the effects of that. And he wants to free the other ghosts.
I do wish you had done a little more research. I mean, I understand. You know what I mean? It's tough because a lot of times on Just Played, like we don't get to play the whole game. Or we're at like a preview event. You know, if we sent you, who published this? Who can we thank for this game?
Bandai Namco, yeah.
So if we sent you to their offices to play this game and you came back and you're like, first level was all I could do, like then that'd be okay. But I mean, you clearly, did you have, how long did it take you to beat the first level?
I think the first world.
The first world, right.
The first world is like 10 levels. It's actually pretty long. I assume this is going to be a long game because I played for like 3 or 4 hours to get through that first world.
Okay. I was thinking maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah, the levels are long and they're good looking. It's a good looking 7th gen game. I don't think it is on any
best looking
consoles.
Pac-Man game ever?
No, that'd be Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U. But it's weird. The levels they're not challenging. The challenge is getting that weird gold medal, which does nothing. It doesn't do anything for you. But it's weird. Some stuff is ripped from Mario. You know those platforms where like you jump and they fall away, and then the next time you jump they come back? They're just like, well, we should have those.
Oh, sure.
No, not sure. Like, you can't.
Pac-Man was here before Mario, man. Pac-Man is like, whatever you have is mine, buddy.
Pac-Man wasn't a platformer before Mario.
So do you think it's weird that there's some kids now that are like way into the Ghostly Adventures cartoon, and then are like, well, they made a second game of that show that I like, and like, what do you know? That character from a show I like is now in Super Smash Brothers. How random.
Yeah.
It's like, well, there is actually...
No, because Dad's right there just being like, actually, I played... Let me explain the Ghostbusters reference to you,
But do you think, like, does some strange things rub you the wrong way, Kyle? I'm wondering, like, do you think the younger generation, are we like you whippersnappers should know who Pac-Man is? Or is it kind of cool that they don't? And you have this character that's been around for so long, it can exist in so many different mediums. And
here's what I dislike. I dislike when they make your character a kid to appeal to kids. Kids can like an adult Pac-Man. His name is Pac-Man. Like, he worked in the 70s. And he wasn't a kid back then. I don't understand why we have to age him younger for kids to appreciate it.
You mean like story-wise he functioned, or like that's when he put in his hours, man? He worked in the 70s.
Yeah, yeah. He was huge in the 70s. It blew up. Pac-Man is a bigger video game character than any of our video game characters today still, which is so weird as a cultural phenomenon. So just why make him a kid? Why make him a little
Does he have
boy?
like sneakers with the shoelaces untied and
no, he's
like
got
a bigger mouth or something? Like
he's
how
also
do you
has no flaws.
How do you make Pac-Man look younger?
He's the kid who's got it all together. He doesn't. Oh, because he's got pupils. He's got little blue pupils now. And it's the voice. Because you look at the box art and I'm like, hey, this might be okay. You know what, Brandon? I'll play it. We'll do it just played.
So if your kid's really into it and you're a parent and you get this for your child, you won't totally hate it.
You might totally hate it.
Totally?
Yeah.
Total hatred.
Because if you love Pac-Man, it's like, what the F is this?
Do people love Pac-Man? You think there's people out there that it's like, you know, screw Commander Shepard, screw Master Chief.
Pac-Man is one of the first video games people loved.
Totally. Well, that's it. You said video game. I'm talking about character. Like, you love this character so much. You're like, what have they done? Pac-Man, what did they do to you? Like, is anybody saying that? Is anybody tweeting that?
When we watch cartoons, it's not all about like little kids. You know, it's just like G.I. Joe isn't about little boys. You know, it's just
Go back and watch that show and follow their vocabulary. The G.I. Joes had like elementary school, 4th grade at best.
Oh, God.
But I mean, he's still around. That's the best we can hope for.
Yeah.
And you're still around with us, so we can sucker you into playing it. Thanks, Kyle. I appreciate it.
No problem.